wants to be looked at as vulnerable or as, except if you're very close to the person. So the question of what's really becomes another question again. And then looking at the whole productivity thing, I think that it can really be dampened in workplaces because love, again, comes with a lot of emotions. When, you know...
So he had a job somewhere. They were looking for somebody to occupy another role, and he recommended me. And our conversation was like, the workplace, we can't occupy another role, and he recommended me. And same attitude to everyone. It's going to be very hard. Our boss now found out that, it seems like this guy sort of could finish each other's sentences, could tell the job that he took home, I could tell when he should finish it. Oh, have you finished the job? That should remain 2 more. So, those kind of comments where you're like, how do you know that it's 2 that is left? He started giving me attitude. And that started affecting...
It's a nice story, but again, I feel like it could have been a lot better. So this is it. First explanation if we both are coming from the same place or not. Because again, you don't know what relationship we have. I don't need to tell anybody if I am dating this guy or not. I leave you on it. If you think we are dating, fine and good. If you think we're not dating, fine and good. Right? So I don't see a reason why the both of you have to, one person have to stay 5 minutes. I think there's no need for that. That's
forgotten that the clause in this relationship was an evil boss that did not want them to be together. So it's not like the boss was not there.
Let's start with this. Now, there's already that, conversation or that conversation that, he was even the one that brought her. Do you understand? Yeah. It would be a different situation if the both of you are probably met in the same office. Now, there's already that, conversation or that conversation that, then everybody will start giving that suspect, this one say they are two, they come together. That's going to be a bit weird. Do you understand? But this one, he's the one that brought you in. Before the job.
Female boss had the idea that whether they brought you brought the person, it doesn't work. And she already had that whole...
That's right. That's it for me.
Love doctor.
Play card make you lose your job. If they ask you, go talk, say, nah, love. Where is it now?
Wait now, okay.
Where are they now?
There's something you said. There's something she said, which is if probably, you guys are probably having a meeting or something, and he's saying something. You're finishing this conversation. Why are you doing that?
No,
because
you don't get it. It's
That's
not about
problem.
in
No.
love.
So
this is it. To some of the information.
It's not about love. It's about the fact that I know certain informations already.
Workplace that love each other and are trying to hide it and see where it goes. This is where a superior now gets involved. And I think that's another kind of problem because let's imagine that's even it's a company. Have you heard of some companies that isn't allowed?
Yes.
Yet there are still issues of sexual harassment. There are issues of one boss loving on one person that is trying to build her career. So you've mentioned a lot of things, but I want us to critically address some really concerning things in our society and in the workplace dynamics, totally. Do you think it's acceptable for superiors to love on their subordinates?
Again, you cannot really tell who you love.
Giving him this work to do, you start giving him anybody that's trying to build something concrete for their career. So I'd really say that even though we say love can happen anywhere, there's destiny, that destiny thing, fate. God wants this for two of us. I think in workplace we should start putting a bit of caution because it really has a lot of biases. There's favoritism. In fact, the person that is being loved can become complacent because I'm like, it's my boss that is my
baby.
I'm the one that's taking care of him at night, so you cannot talk to me in that manner.
I'm sorry.
And you see what they are saying?
But to add to what you said, because there's an atom of truth in what you just said. But again, taking it back to what me and Okiki literally had a conclusion on, which is for love to actually be accepted in a parastatal or an organization. First off, the people in question has to be very disciplined and matured, and those are the two things I would hold. Do you understand?
Blind.
Yeah, forget that thing, man. See,
love blind, man. I'm telling you, man, love blind.
But see, honestly speaking, if you see two people that are very much matured and disciplined, see, trust me, is it this whole thing you're talking about favoritism, whatever, it will not happen. I'm being honest. Like, I am being honest to the core, honestly. If you, I've met people that, you know, they are in relationship and all, but you can tell. If the babe fuck up for work, see, you're literally a worker. At that point, you're working, you're the employee. So I'm going to cast you, I'll tell you how it is. Do you understand? When we get home, we'll sort it out.
My dear, when you get home, that relationship
that's the
is
problem.
strained.
No, that's the problem, because
when we get home, you dare not call me baby anymore because you just humiliated me in front of the people I've been
Baby, sorry now.
Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Because again, you are dealing with immature people that are not matured. Yes, because you have to get it that at this point he's my boss. Then when we get home, you know, he's my head. Then I can come and tell you that if I tell you what my boss do, what he do? Then you say this is me coming back and I'll tell you what you did. And then at that point, you're talking to me about it. Honestly speaking, yeah, I feel like we should not ban love, whatever. I mean, when it comes to, like, you know, the work setting and all of that. Because again, I feel like when you see matured and, you know, disciplined people put it into action, you're going to love it. Amen.
Let me create a controversy theory. People would think that I don't like love.
That's
like
what
love.
it is, eh?
We actually love love.
But
And because I want that love to be whole
I hear
and
you.
total. I don't want anything to come in and cause friction. Let's not do it in the workplace at all. Let's not start it there.
Let me start my
Even
first.
if you start there, it doesn't mean that people have to know about it.
God will wait now.
No
What of
vex.
people that love public display of love? I'm sorry.
People should go and
do you
do
know
it
there are
on
some
the
people
people-
that when they're in love, they want
Everybody
everybody there
to
to
know
know
about
that
it.
this is the person that is loving on me. So the whole this secret
Especially
But
Your
again,
boss.
you should. But
My Oga love me.
let's
All of
not
una
like
go
I'm
know.
gonna do it, but you know,
All of una go know.
back on it, right? I feel like, see, it is interesting. But honestly speaking, you cannot take out the fact that for it to happen or for it to work or for it to thrive, you need to ensure that these people are disciplined and matured enough. That's my tweet.
Let me
Let's
create
hear my
my controversy theory.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So we've been talking about two single people all along. Now let's just talk about
I love this angle.
You've not heard the
I
angle.
already know. I mean, I
a
have.
married boss
Okay.
loving on the subordinate, saying that there's enough space in their heart for love.
I wish I met you
that's
before
a
my
lie
wife.
now. Aye.
I did not
Well,
know
the
that
one
I
I've
was
always
married
wanted.
until you asked me. Because this is actually love. We have to talk about love in different angles, not
That one
like
is
the true
not
love.
That's lost.
No, let's leave the idea of calling it lost. Some people might be facing a lot, maybe at the brim of their marriage failing,
okay, that
right?
can
So
work,
let's
that
put
can
some possibilities to this thing. It might be that the person has been married with his wife or with her husband for the past 10 years. There's been a lot of things that has been happening and
not
at the
working.
verge of divorcing, or let's say that they have even divorced. And now I'm now telling you that, oh, I've seen this person, I love this person, but as boss to subordinate, in what scenario would this work where you would not want to first show affection to the person? You're trying to make sure that the person knows that you are involved, you love the person or you like the person in that sense. But everybody in the office does not know that you're going through a divorce process.
Right.
And so when you're loving that person, that's the only
Everybody's
person
seeing it.
that you're trying to tell that this is my real life story.
Right.
And because that person is privy to that information, person might be showing some form of affection towards you, not because of the workplace, but from the emotional issues that you are
Pity love.
Facing.
pity love in that sense, but people will not call it, people will not want to agree that there's pity love, there's this love, there's that love. But just showing that there's affection, oh, I understand what you're going through, you're putting up that huge face at work, trying to get things done. But the other colleagues are like,
What's going on here?
this one we don't marry.
True.
This one we they in marriage. Oh, they're trying to get. It's on the side of the junior to now for people to now start saying that person is after something,
Right.
and that's why the person is loving this person. It's also on the boss. On people will also say the boss is not promiscuous. Is this? Is that? Is so. Let's quickly talk about where love is really true when issues are happening at home and when there's no love there.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
It's a very huge disrespect when you already have legally, maybe not emotionally now, because if they're having issues at home, emotionally you're no longer connected.
Right.
But legally, you're still married to someone and you are still in the divorce proceedings or whatever they call it, and then you are loving on me, I feel like it's a huge disrespect on me as a person. You know why? Because you are putting me in a position that makes the society paint me in a way that isn't even needed for me at that point.
Confused. But this is what love can happen anywhere.
Love can happen in anywhere. If you truly love somebody and you want to build something concrete with this person, even though your first marriage or your other marriage didn't work out, finish your proceeding. Do you understand? Finalize and end that one before coming to me. It's a disrespect and it's really not fair when you now come and rub on those emotions on me. Because firstly, let me tell you, I'm suspicious of that kind of emotion. Because there's something called grief love. There's something where you're just trying to, you know, look for the next available.
Of course it's not love.
Solace center. Because I'm going through a lot. So I have a lot of suspicion too. If you're going through divorce proceeding, even if you love me, no matter how you think that this is the one next, let's imagine that maybe there's true. Every person have been loving you since before you married that wife, like they usually say. End whatever you have with that person before coming to start anything. Because, you know, one thing with love, and I think for females, is that, you know, they say that women are moved by what they hear and men are moved by what they see. And that is one thing that is to put us in a lot of trouble. Because when a man professes his love for you first, that's usually the dynamics that we see. It's easier for us to want to reciprocate. Why? Because you've already told me that women love to feel admired and loved. So if you tell me your claim that you love me, it will be quite hard for me to just get it over with. I'll be like, oh, wow, so this person in all his glory taught me.
Out of all the girls in the world, you look at you and say, Achalugo, I'm going to marry you.
Do you understand?
Odogu, please.
This is a song.
And even if you didn't see this person in any way before, just the fact that the person saw you admirable, you're like, oh, maybe it's not even that bad. I don't know, this somebody is looking behind and looking at us in a very, very sinister way. So I think that if you go ahead to profess love for that person, it's unfair if you have not settled the backlogs that you have, because you'll be rubbing it off on her eventually, and the society is not going to deal with her well. Because some people will come up with another conspiracy theory and say, nah, she making no stay
destroyer of home.
Destroyer of home. Maybe the girl is just a girl that loved the affection, and you put her in the whole web of it. So let me have your own comments as we begin to wrap up. Okay, we still have some minutes.
Okay. I wanted to say that the scenario that Okiki painted, really, from the guy's angle, because he's the subordinate, right? From the guy's angle, I mean, I really don't care. I really don't care what people have to say, honestly. I keep it moving for me. Do you understand? Especially when I know I'm doing the right thing. Do you understand? Again, this conversation is between me and the babe. It's between me and the boss. Do you understand? So everything she has said, not every other person knows about it. So if I am, you know, showing that affection and all, and everybody's talking, they will have to keep talking, because again, they have mouths, so I can't shut it for them. So they will keep talking. Do you understand? Yes, they will keep talking. So coming back to it, right? Again, I don't see a reason why, you know, we should be bothered about what people really think about certain things. Actually, when you know that what you're doing is right. That's one.
Not everybody wears a metallic suits like Hugo's Beauty, so they will be bothered by what people think.
You cannot
be bothered.
The stone says. They use stone and metal.
A because of many colors.
To create a suit for you.
I'm so sorry, but it's the truth. Because when you're not being bothered about what everybody has to say, it start rubbing on you. Do you understand? You start feeling a certain way, and at the end of the day, you probably might not even go through whatever that you wanted to do.
Let me ask this question that is good. I want to get people's response on this. I want it to be a concluding statement. Let's now say you actually love someone in the workplace, but then the policy says love in workplace should be banned. And of course, this person wants to build a family with you. God has spoken to him that you are his wife.
Hallelujah, somebody.
You are the rib of my ribs, or how do they call it? And then, can you step down for that person so that your love can thrive outside of the workplace?
People don't like stepping stones.
You're stepping down, my God.
People do it. I'm saying this because I've realistically heard that a woman had to actually step down from her position. She was even like higher than the guy in that sense, but the husband was too strong. In Nigeria, where the man is supposed to leave the home.
Okay, so this is it here. Again, I am also of that opinion. I am of that opinion, that of that mindset, that you know, because we are in love, right? And again, it's against the work policy and all of the workplace policy and all. You don't need people to know. That's the problem. You don't need people to know that you're in a relationship. We don't need people like you in that kind of workspace. Because you're devious. No, hey! That word is so big now.
Clearly states no love there. You're not saying you don't need people to know.
No, see, the thing is, we both love each other, right? why? I mean, the reason why there's that policy is so that it doesn't conflict with our work and all
so
of that.
So that their money and run.
Exactly. That one too, they pass. So that I no go carry the business. So that I no go turn them to on our own. Yes, there are so many stereotypes to these things. Do you understand? But again, I'm saying that it can happen. Why? Because we will not take it away from the workplace. We do our cinema, whatever. We do our, bitch, whatever. We're doing it outside. When it comes to work, we stay professional.
And you're talking of a love that doesn't involve marriage. So they should just love themselves, but not marry.
Okay, if they're not taking into marriage, at that point I can tell you,
that's
maybe
what I'm talking about.
on that one, one person has to step down.
You agree? One person
let me
step down.
make
Can you
a
be
very-
the one to step
because
down?
it's marriage.
Let me make a very
Because it's
absolute
marriage.
statement.
But she has not answered, though. I want to
Away.
know, can you be the
Let me
one
quickly
to step
answer my
down?
own, because
Yes,
God's between
let's
saying
stay
story.
on.
Let me be very absolute in this case. Nothing is in this life will make me step down because you want to marry me.
Inside
Inside our workplace. It will not work unless you already created one new job for me where I will resume immediately I step down. Other than that, I'm not going to sit 1 month thinking about all the love and all the affection that you want to bring to the table. I will carry my own table too and leave. Let us
What's
find
your
other.
own comment
This
on
is
this?
very
Would you step
absolute.
down
For
or
me,
not?
again, it depends because I have to be
So
sure.
as a politician when it comes to love.
You
They
too
don't
step
like
down.
like this.
You too step down.
Exactly. Why are we not talking about you stepping down? Especially if I am probably
You that you don't want to step down, cause
No, wait, no. See, this is how I see it.
I love knowing which is the salary.
you be thief. You be thief.
Amigo. But honestly speaking, we have to look at like the ups and downs. We have to be able to checkmate this thing. Well,
Let us wrap up this show because
We're wrapped up. Love me to the salary side. Thank you so much for joining us today. And next week again promises to be exciting from Monday through to Friday. No, this conversation is from politics, governance, mental health, trending social issues, and of course, we've got you covered. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday to Friday. Bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Saleh from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?